Hello and welcome to week 11 of the Bengals UK Tailgate. Thank you very much for joining us. Joining me, I should say, is Peter Dadswell. Hello, Pete.
Afternoon.
Jamie Rowe.
Hello.
With his brand new top on. How about that? He's waited
beautiful,
about
isn't it?
Eight
beautiful.
months for that. And Andrew Dockrell. Hello.
How are you doing?
Okay, Andrew. How long have you had to wait for that shirt, Jamie?
Well, I certainly bought it within the month of Burrow being drafted, and there have been various delays along the way, all kind of related to the virus, and yeah, it got here last week.
Worth the wait.
Yes,
week.
Indeed.
Have you spilt anything on it? That is the question. Yeah.
No, I specifically had carbonara for tea to prevent any kind of obvious stainage, and I've managed to avoid getting it down.
It's a pity it didn't arrive in time for the one time this year when the Bengals will be wearing it on a match day.
Yes.
Talking of stainage, Andrew, what is that above your top lip there?
I guess it's called facial hair. I don't know. I've never really had it before.
Have you genuinely never grown facial hair before?
Not beyond not bothering to shave for 2 or 3 days. Going for a whole month. This is about as far as I've gone.
And is this because of November or Movember, I should say, or is this something different?
Yeah, it is. We've done it as kind of a work challenge within the department. It's a mostly female department, so I'm in the top half.
And what's the moustache take-up from your female colleagues? Has anybody been on hormone tablets to grow?
Careful.
Some of them may compete with me, yeah.
Okay. Well, looking good, Andrew. I've gone for the big ginger push.
You've got the Tom Selleck look there, Paul.
That's right. And Andrew's gone with the spiv kind of tash, which I like. I'm down with that. It is week 11 in the NFL, and the Bengals travel to Washington to take on the football team, another team who are as bad as us. So let's hope that there is a W today, because as we've all discussed here, there, and everywhere, that the back half of the season contains some games, today's game included, that we might actually taste the sweet, taste of victory.
Nectar of a W.
Exactly, the W nectar. And I'm echoing really badly still. We shall soldier on. So, how are we feeling about today, guys? Not as optimistic as me, then.
Well, looking at Jamie's hashtag, I think he should start.
All right. I'm not convinced. We're still a year and a half into the Taylor era, and he still hasn't got a road game win. Now, I don't think Washington are a good team, but I think they're going to cause us trouble.
Listen. I think this game is going to be key. I mean, we need that road win. We had a poor performance last time. We need to bounce back now, and this is a key game for that. If we lose, we're going to have no momentum coming into the other games which we feel are winnable. It's not hard to see we lose this, and a top 5 draft pick is probably where we're looking, and we win this, and it's completely different. I know. I was very pleased with Burrow's self-awareness after the loss last time. He put a lot of it on himself, as he normally does, but he was very frank with it. And the impression that I think a lot of people have had with Burrow is that he doesn't take fools lightly. He knows when he's underperformed. I think he's going to be extra motivated in this game, and I've got us down for a W today.
That's more like it, Pete. I'm echoing really badly now. What is going on today? I'm still echoing. Your headphones now. Anyway,
Pete, do you have monitor speakers on in any way?
No, I don't. I have them.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, who knows what's going to happen? This is the crazy flying by your seat of your pants live television, ladies and gentlemen. This is what it feels like. Right. Okay. So we've got the usual standard nonsense today. We've got some food, and also we've got some drink, and also because it's approaching Thanksgiving, we thought we'd go through some gift ideas, and also Thanksgiving isn't quite as big a deal over here in the UK, is it over in the US? But with Christmas just around the corner, we've got some gift ideas. We've rooted around to see what the worst Bengals gifts you can buy your cherished loved one or family. And we've got some doozies here. Yes, we have. But first, we've got, unfortunately, we normally have a beer video from our friend Moz, but Moz has been unwell recently. So we send healing vibes to Moz up in Stoke. But our man Tom McDowell has stepped into the breach and provided us with a drink video. I can see Andrew sipping on, what's that, an Australia there? That's right, the good old favourite. Okay,
yeah,
so here's Tom. Here's Tom. Oh, James got a tiger on the go. Quite fitting.
There you go.
Here's Tom.
Hooday, Bengals fans. It's Tom here, live from the garage. I just thought I'd fill in for Moz today. Get well soon, Moz. We miss you. I just thought I'd let you know what my drink of choice this Sunday is and my recommendations. So today I am drinking it's quite a heavy drink. It's Sainsbury's own gravy granules. It's quite a nice warming drink in this in the winter months. It's quite a dark drink. It's quite thick, quite meaty in the taste. It's got lots of potato starch, salt, palm oil, and undertones of fortified wheat flour. Now, a pot like this will set you back maybe £2 from Sainsbury's. Just be careful though, because it says on the top it's 150 servings. I find I normally get 4 to 5 servings out of a pot, so they might be exaggerating slightly. But overall, I give it an 8 out of 10. It's quite a warming, solid drink, and enjoyable to watch the games by. Hooday!
There we go.
I'm loving that.
I don't know if to recoil in horror or applaud.
Now, no one knows what the hell. It's a bit of an in-joke, really. A couple of weeks ago, Andrew expressed his dislike for gravy, and no one has let him hear the last of it since, really. Andrew, what was your reaction to that? I think everyone else was salivating, but I did see you holding your head in your hands during that video.
It was a mix of recoiling in horror, but also the appreciation of the effort he's gone to rib me there. Fair play, Tom.
Absolutely. We should also welcome Mike Smith, who's just joined us. Hello, Mike.
Hello, Mike. Your mic's on mute.
That's
All
better.
mics on mute in general.
Best way. It's the best way. How are we?
Okay, we're good.
Generally fine.
Good. A bit
Excellent.
echoey today, Mike. So
Yeah,
we're
okay.
okay. Okay, so is there anything? I mean, could you drink gravy? I mean, I'm not gonna ask Andrew to answer this question because it's slightly unfair. But would you drink gravy neat like that?
Hang on. The reason Dockers doesn't like gravy is because it moistens his food too much.
Yes.
That's the point. He doesn't want to time limit when he has to eat part of his food. That was his reasoning. If he's got it in a glass, if he's anything like an Englishman, he should at least like gravy. We haven't seen the colour of his passport yet, right? So he must like a glass of gravy. I think we had to challenge Dockers next week to be drinking a glass of gravy.
If we win, I'll do a shot of gravy.
There we go.
There we
That's the
go.
spirit.
Well, we shall hold
So-
that to you, Andrew. I think.
We're waiting on Zach Taylor to bail you out there.
That could be trouble. I think if it matches your opinion of him, David.
But by that philosophy, Pete, Dockers, do you have milk on your cereal?
No.
Do you have hot water with tea? Or is it? It's just like you don't like moist food. It's just there's so much missing. There's nothing that like complete. What about pasta? Do you like dry pasta? Is it just? It's just crazy.
Mike, I've got the answer. He's a southerner.
Yes. There is part of that.
Who is that? Is Norwich the south? Is it Norwich?
Oh,
Got a parents from Norwich. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to win this argument.
Same latitude as Birmingham, isn't it? Well, I don't think that's. I wouldn't call them southerners. I think Paul's further south than Birmingham.
He is at the moment, yeah.
Anyway,
Indeed. Well, we could go on arguing where the north-south divide is for a while, but we won't. As I mentioned earlier, we've got Thanksgiving coming up, and I think next week is going to be more of a Thanksgiving-themed food celebration. But this week, we're going to go through, it's the time where you're looking for Christmas presents, and if you want to give your loved ones a gift for Thanksgiving as well. So we've got some tat. Andrew, do you want to help? You helped to compile this. So do you want to walk us through? Let me bring some pictures up and you can walk us through what we've got here. And then, guys, if you want to chime in, tell us which ones you would buy for a loved one or even an enemy, quite frankly, because some of them are that bad. Perhaps we can get Paul Brown one for Christmas.
Which Paul Brown?
Oh, the irritating
one.
Browns fan.
So what you got, Dockers?
Well, we're starting with
Love it.
who doesn't need a pizza cutter in their life? So why not have a Bengals branded one?
Well, I think Tom would have liked that one to go with his special.
And then next we've got a pair of socks. Christmas, known for the time of sock giving, obviously. So why not get a bit of Joe Burrow on your sockwear?
I like these. This isn't art. They're not half bad.
Secret Santa. Oh, hello.
This is for the saucy one in your life. Why not send her a pair of Bengals themed underwear to sauce up your love life? Plenty of fun.
I know a few members of Bengals UK who might be considering sending photos in that.
Oh, don't challenge him.
One to give her to drink her tea from. Why not this one?
Oh, God.
Good to see Good to see things have moved on in gender politics in the merchandise game. Trouble is, it's wholly inaccurate. If she likes big sacks and that D, that's Cincinnati. I don't think we've got many sacks this year, so that might be a problem.
And then we've got a few mixed things here. We've got a branded Bengals USB charger. You always need that USB charger on the go. We've got a little bracelet there. And a baby towel.
Mike, would you bathe your child in that towel?
Well, she's a bit bigger. She's not really a baby anymore. So that's just purely a matter of the, of humans growing and growing and growing. No, I'll take a pass on this one.
I think that would probably ensure we'd have the most effective coverage all season.
Hey.
What's this now?
Cornhole.
Oh, nice.
We just don't have that here in this country, do we? Paul, you're on mute.
Yeah. I'd love some I'd love a cornhole.
There you go. It doesn't quite. Andrew, where are you getting these from?
It's a mix of Fanatic and a website called FOCA.
Right, I've found a few bits. Actually, Andrew sent this. Actually, I'll go through this one.
Whoa!
Wow, it's like something you get off Leeds Market.
Tattoo.
I mean, I think they're about 30 quid, and they're from like eBay. These are from a mixture of eBay and Etsy. So if you are interested in this sort of monstrosity, then it's out there. They cost about 30 quid. So
I think kids will cross the other side of the road if you walk down the road and with that on.
Job done then, definitely. But it says this is a Hawaiian shirt, but it's not that Hawaiian, I don't think.
It seems very bowling, 10-pin bowling.
It is, yeah.
Quite autumnal in colour as well, I would say.
Still a bit loud.
How about this for Christmas?
Is that Santa in a chocolate bar?
It's Santa in a chimney, but he looks absolutely hammered on more than beer, I have to say, does Santa there. Maybe that's what he does to get him through Christmas Eve. He takes a load of hallucinogenic drugs and off he goes. There's this one that Andrew sent over.
Oh.
No, this one I can't. Is it embroidered all the way through, or are we just getting one nap embroidering?
I think just the one.
I don't know what's going on there. Maybe it is just a single embroidered piece. That's almost, you don't want to spoil the kind of embossed logo there, do you? Really?
Display.
Mike, yes, the Steelers one would be better. Mike, would you wipe your arse on that, or more of a Steelers?
I think I might pass on this one. So this is an Andrex house, and it has been for many years, and I'm not going to change now.
And of course, there's this that's still out there to buy. It's a Jeremy Hill Bengals jersey. It's only $23.
That's $22.50 too much.
Put the toilet paper back on the screen. The 2015 shirt.
Now, Jeremy only did one thing wrong.
He did.
Yes,
he did
it was just at a really bad time.
Yeah, well, things conspired. It wasn't the only thing that went wrong during that game, Jamie. It wasn't the only thing.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, let's not talk about that. It's the game that shall not be named on this in this group. We've got some messages. Moz, Moz is with us, but via message. I fancy we will win today. I don't think Washington are that great. Stop Gibson and McLaurin, my boy. Joe will be angry after last week too. Duncan Uden, Bengals win today. I'm feeling it. Optimism, Jamie. And he also says, so want to make a moist comment about that sexy underwear for Dockers. I'd buy one of those shirts. I'd buy one of those shirts for Stuart Baird. He's got his name written all over it. David Millerman. Evening, everyone. Spaghetti bolognese today. Perfect pre-match. Bengals 31, Washington 17.
There's no way Jamie would eat spaghetti bolognese with that new top on.
No, I'm not risking it. I'm not risking it one bit.
Ken Tripp says Houday and Arbisto. So Ken's a fan of the gravy there. I'm not quite sure. Capat 79. That's wrong. I don't know whether he means us as a whole, or this whole tailgate, or the last item, or which item he's talking about. But he's not impressed at all. What else do you own Bengals wise apart from shirts and whatnot? Have you got any sort of bits and pieces? Oh, Andrew's reaching for something.
Hang on, are we going to go on a big... give me 1 second.
I think everyone has a Bengals hat.
Mike, have you got any other Bengals bits and bobs?
I've got a Bengals mini helmet somewhere.
I've got that tankard. But
Nice.
That's about it.
Oh, there we go.
Now I can't get my earphones in now.
Hold on a minute, Jamie.
This is going to be like that time with the captain where I'm just trying to get that. Got my earphone in. Yeah, this is the reverse colour.
That's cool. I like that.
And where did you get that from, and how much was it? How much was that, Jamie?
Oh, it's a Christmas present, so
okay.
I've been thankfully protected from the idea of the cost. I might use it as a bike helmet.
That's a nice present. That is.
So, what about your tattoo, Paul? Your massive Bengals tattoo.
I'm not going to show off my. No. I've been thinking about getting a Bengals tattoo actually, but
you got a huge sleeve of Bengal, but of Bengal sleeve tattoo. Of all the great moments.
Yeah.
Of all the great moments, well, it's a very short tattoo, then, isn't it? Let's face it.
It's a very short arm.
Yeah. But what do you traditionally put Bengals gift ideas on your Christmas lists or whatever? Is that something that you do?
I don't.
Sure, I have. But often or not, because the family know I'm such a fanatic, I usually end up getting like a T-shirt or bit of memorabilia as a stocking filler somewhere. I've had a lot of Bengals mugs over the year. That jersey that Jamie's got, that I did actually ask for that for my birthday in October, but it's just the demand, and seemingly Jamie's just got very lucky, hasn't he? The demand just completely outstrips supply, so it's going to be in the new year, I think, before I manage to get hold of one.
Jamie, where did you get that from? Because I can't pronounce the store's name, but it's what is it?
So their Twitter handle is UK ASSNI, and I'm just trying to find. It's called the UK American Sports Store, and they have a Twitter, and their website is ukAmericanSportsStore.co.uk. I think there's something to do with Fanatics. I think they've got a close working relationship with them, and that's how they order all their stuff. Now, obviously, this one took ages to come through, and I think that's still the case. The supply line was held up a lot by the virus. but this has eventually got to me. It has that wonderful smell that new NFL jerseys have, and I've just spent the entire week sniffing it.
That's who my wife's ordered through as well, and it's just you've just, I guess, luck of the draw really. But they've been really good in getting in touch with her and ask options and how long it's going to take. So yeah, a bit of a shout out to them really, just for their customer service during this difficult time for me.
But
Yeah,
now
absolutely.
Now we've given them a name check. We should hope for some sponsorship.
Free stuff, please.
Free stuff.
Well, we are in close contact with that lot. Breaking news: we've got the Bengals inactives for today. BJ Finney, Keaton Sutherland, Fred Johnson, Mike Thomas, interestingly, and of course, guess who else? Our old friend
Austin Seaver. Unfortunately, he got inactivated for his birthday last week, which was very sad, really.
Speaking of birthdays, Andrew's fellow moustache buddy, Gio Bernard, is celebrating his birthday today.
Let's have a touchdown to celebrate them.
His 29th birthday. Who'd have thunk it, eh? Who'd have thunk it? How many years has he been here now? 6 years, 7 seasons, I think?
Yeah, 7 years, drafted 2013, yeah.
13, yeah.
So we're gonna have a Thanksgiving special next week. Again, I have no idea what shape or form that's going to take. But do we care about Thanksgiving in the UK? Because I think as I've followed American football, I've certainly got more into it as the years have gone by. So I do find myself making a sweet potato casserole, the one with like marshmallows on the top and all sorts of ridiculousness. I know. It's kind of like eating a dessert with your main meal. It's kind of
a potato pudding.
Basically, yeah. Do we care about Thanksgiving? Do you do anything special for it?
I mean, I don't even celebrate it. It's not a holiday for us. It's not a celebration for us. I have to say, what does fascinate me though are the number of different dishes the Americans seem to have as a staple part of the table for Thanksgiving. It's just mind blowing. I'd love for our American viewers to show us examples next week in readiness for this of what they will put on their table and explain what they are, because some of these dishes we just don't see over here, and everyone who watches this knows how much we like our food. So I think it'll be fascinating to see.
I agree. I think we'll try and get some Americans on next week who are kind of. I can't remember what day of the week Thanksgiving is next week, but there will be some football games midweek. That's kind of traditional, right?
Thursday.
Yeah, I mean, the Bears always, and is it the Bears and the Cowboys always play on Thanksgiving? Is that right?
Cowboys and the Lions.
The Lions, yeah.
Yeah, Lions, yeah.
We've got some feedback. Beth Harcourt, lovely Beth. Hello, Beth. She's got her Colour Rush jersey this week too, so she's very pleased. Capat 79 again. You guys need to have sweet potato pie for Thanksgiving. A proper dessert beats pumpkin pie. Very interesting. Laurie Claridge, who was magnificent in our chili challenge a couple of weeks ago. She says, challenge accepted. We might have to go back to Laurie's kitchen for next week. Which, I mean, that was an amazing effort by Laurie to cook those things. Speaking of food, we've got some more foodie bits to talk through. Now, the good news, I don't know whether you view this as good news or bad news, but Domino's have just launched this week a doner kebab meat pizza.
Ooh.
What are we saying about that?
I am reluctantly positive about this, though that's a lot of grease. That's a lot to get down here. Now, I know that your average kebab shop will usually rustle up a doner meat pizza for you. I don't think it's quite as complex as that, but I kind of trust them with the meat more than I trust Domino's, because they usually tend to give me the bum piss.
I think it's a stretch calling Donna meat at all, but it's a definite no from me.
I mean, even if I did eat meat, I don't think. I mean, that's going to give me fire snakes, I think. So I wouldn't do that. I don't think.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the elephant leg at the best of times, so it's a no from me.
I love it. We've just used 3 different English colloquialisms. The American viewers must be thinking, what are they talking? Elephant's leg, fire snakes, bum piss. Work it out for yourselves. Speaking of pizza, a pizza shop, I believe. Let's have a look. Pizza Bella in the Isle of Man, but this is been taken out to its various chain shops. They've started a pizza dispensing machine in their pizza shop. So you just go up to a hole in the wall, punch in your order, and out the bottom there, I think you can just see the little letterbox at the bottom of that panel. Out comes your pizza, and apparently it takes only 3 minutes to come out. I'm sorry, but I am not trusting that pizza at all.
That's the front door. There's a fella behind taking the order and quickly sticking something in the oven.
Well, we always told to stay away from holes in the wall.
Yeah. Oh, I'm loving it. I assume it's like a COVID thing. That they're kind of trying to stop you getting in contact with people. You know, the right spirits there. I don't think the pizza will be much caught, but the Belgians have been doing hot chip machines for ages and ages and ages, and I think that's something we should be copying.
Yeah, I think you're right, Jamie. It's all about COVID. Obviously, it limits contact and interaction. So it is a novel idea. If you look at the pizza on the panel there, it bears absolutely no resemblance to the pizza in that man's hand. But then when did ever pictures of food in restaurants resemble the finished product?
Doesn't even look cooked.
I know. Right.
I can just see the Neapolitans shaking their heads in their hands and crying their eyes out. What has become of God's wonderful creation that is pizza? I mean, Paul, yourself as a man who has Neapolitan roots, I mean just the suggestion of putting that in front of your family would just
I'd be disowned. I'd be disowned, I think.
Although, looking at that.
My mom, the Italian one, I don't have several mothers, but my mom, who is Italian, does not like pizza. Check that out. She's weird, like her son.
Now, what's going on with this chap with the giant Pringles can?
Well, we go over to Japan, where a gentleman has constructed a life-size tube of Pringles, and apparently they're all full. That tube is full of Pringles. I can't fault him really, because I'm a Pringles fan. I'd dig straight into that.
Well, his is just really, really small.
That's right. He could be like 14 inches tall, and that could be a regular standard.
I think that would serve me for the first quarter, certainly. But as Dockers is very keen to tell the UK Bengals group, crisps are the worst food for your teeth. Isn't that right, Andrew?
That's a fact. Yeah. I'm a big fan of the foot-long Jaffa cakes, though. That's a big snack.
Don't get Paul involved with Jaffa cakes. That's his weakness.
One of many, but yes, that is a key weakness. Graham Strong says turkey, stuffing, gravy, cranberries, green bean casserole, mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes, bread rolls, pumpkin pie, lager, and I've requested an English spin, mincemeat pie. Then and now.
Wow, pie on top.
Graham, that's quite a feast you're planning there, my friend. Duncan Eden says that is heavenly, the doner kebab pizza. We have one. It could be the most controversial food stuff that we featured on this program. I'm going to get my colleagues here to guess what they think it is.
Oh no, this is going to be something savoury that looks sweet.
Vodka jellies.
Nope. Jamie's on the right lines here.
Yeah.
You know, if it's grown in a lab, it's not going to be very good, is it? Let's face it.
Oh, these food scientists.
Sausage roll.
It is the lab-grown burger.
Almost. Would you like to know what this is?
No.
Too late. A team of scientists and designers from the US have come up with a new type of steak grown from human cells.
Oh,
No.
Promising us that eating the product is technically not cannibalism. The Ouroboros steak, which in a dark twist is named after the ancient Egyptian snake that eats itself, is a DIY meal kit designed by Andrew Pelling. And the result is it comes out in these mini steaks, which involve no harm to animals. Each starter kit comes with tool, ingredients, and instructions that allow you to create and culture your own cells into real meat, with the mini steaks made without causing harm to animals. Quite keen to obviously tell us that there's no animals.
I think it goes nice with the Chianti.
Basically, I've just taken the picture off, and all of your faces are like.
I think Mike deserves to repeat that line in case because we missed it.
Does it go well with the Chianti?
And a few lima beans.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, yeah. So we've just featured cannibalism, but on the show, which is always good. Duncan Eden has got a vomit emoji just coming out there. Oh hell no, says Beth. DJ Search 25. Cheers from Lexington, Kentucky. Who day to you? Yes.
Can I go back? When Graham gave us a list of his table, he said request an English spin, minced meat pie. Sorry, minced meat pie. I assume like the mince pies that we have. Is that typically English? Do the Americans have mince pies?
Do you mean like mince pies as in mince pies, or as in pies made out of mince?
I think
Mince pies. No, not minced steak. I mean mince meat, mince pies, Christmas mince pies. Are they an English thing?
I'd
assume so.
I think they are an English thing, yeah.
Well, can any of our American viewers tell us mince pies as a Christmas staple? Do you have them?
Because I think in the gravy on crispy stuffs or human steak. Now that's the question, says Mozza. I think we'll leave the human meat out of this now. I think mince pies are an English thing because obviously they used to be meat, but now they're not. It's a sweet delicacy, isn't it? It's a cake. It's basically a little sweet pie.
According to Google, it came out in 1413 as King Henry V served a minced meat pie mixed with minced meat and fruit at his coronation.
Right. I mean,
I think it could work with meat in it because it has that kind of yin and yang, salty sweet thing going on.
Yeah, I mean, let's distinguish now. Mince pies we're talking about is sweet mince. It's nothing to do with meat at all. It's currants, raisins, and the like, soaked often in alcohol. Unlike minced meat, which is obviously steak minced down, and much more of a savoury pie.
Well, Laurie, our old friend Laurie Clary says it's a no to the mince pies in the US. So I think it is probably an English thing. So if anybody out there in America wants us to send us some mince pies, then get in touch and we'll send you some. Well, how do you eat your mince pie? Because I'm not a huge fan, but I don't mind it if with a bit of cream or a bit of brandy butter, something like that. What are you saying?
Take the lid off, see how many people love you, and then kind of just have it in one.
Warmed in the oven, and either a little bit of rum sauce or brandy butter.
And then put the tin on the cat's head.
Mike, what was that? How do you eat yours?
Stick it in the microwave 30 seconds and add a bit of cream on top. That's about it.
Oh, Mike, letting the side down.
Well, as Christmas approaches, we'll go deeper. You'll be very happy to know, and probably very excited to know that we'll go deeper into English Christmas foods and our favourite Christmas foods. We're approaching 20 minutes to go until we let you go. I think it's time to think about predictions, don't we? So, but let's bring in Adam, our resident betting expert.
Week 11's here. We're finally playing a team who's not in our division, which is good. We are 2-2-1 outside of the division after being 0-4 in division. Obviously, last week was a bit of a stinker. The weather, let's be fair, did not help Joe Burrow, and he's got 15 years fewer experience than Ben Roethlisberger, so wasn't that big a surprise to see him not do too great. He did get injured in the first quarter, which affected him afterwards, so I'm hoping for a little bit of an improvement this week. He has said that he will not have many stinkers in a row. The Redskins, they're not the Redskins anymore. The Washington football team, mark me down in the swear jar there. They're not doing that great. They're obviously 2 wins as well. They have been fairly average, but the worry for us here is that they do actually have a pass rush. That's where we're going to struggle. We've done well against teams without a pass rush this year, whereas this is one of the few games where we will be facing another decent one. Alex Smith has done well for them. He's leading the league in the last couple of weeks in passing yardage. So we do have to worry about him. I think he'll be looking for J.D. McKissick and Terry McLaurin, but that's enough on their side of the ball. On our side of the ball, obviously T. Higgins and Joe Burrow of the future. T's been brilliant, frankly, since he joined. He's looking for 5 games in a row now with 5 catches and 70-plus receiving yards. He's had a touchdown in the last couple of games, including the one last week that he was fined nearly 10 grand for dunking it over the field goal post in the end. AJ Green is catching fewer than 50% of his targets this year. That's not exactly great. Joe Mixon is out for this one. Joe Bernard comes in. His rushing line is around 50 yards, which I'll be honest, I would not take against their defensive line. 46.5 for him. T. Higgins, his receiving line has caught up with him now. He's 71.5 yards. They're expecting him. AJ Green, 45.5. I mean, you've got to take the under on that one. Tyler Boyd, 66.5. Samaje Perine's been getting quite a bit. He's 21.5 rushing yards. I think going over on him is probably a decent bet. And the anytime touchdown odds are probably fairly decent on Samaje as well, because he's not exactly one that people talk about. I'm just trying to find that now. You've got to expect, obviously, T. Higgins being the shortest or the most likely to score for us, although somehow Bet365 still had AJ Green as the shorter prize. Samaje is 9-2 on there to score anytime. I'll be honest, I don't know what to make of this game. I think we should win because they're an NFC East team. However, they do have a pass rush and we will struggle against that. So I think Joey B will have a decent game. Let's look forward to it. I think it'll be fairly high scoring, something like 28-25 to the Bengals. Who they?
Big thanks to Adam there, and I thought it was rather nice to see one of his children sneak out the back a shot there during the video. He makes and obviously we had this betting stuff on every week, but we do urge anyone watching this to bet responsibly. So let's go round. We want to hear your prediction, so drop us a line in the comments. But let's start with Pete. What are you expecting from today's game?
Well, I mean, I've got a couple of bets on the game. I've got Joe Burrow 300+ passing yards and T. Higgins 100+ receiving yards. That's at 7-2. And the fun one is each team, so Washington and the Bengals, to each score a touchdown and a field goal in each half. and that's 12-1. So I think that should be fun. I listen. I know they've got a good pass rush, but we have shown that we can get the ball out quickly. I think that there was a phrase that went around a good few years ago and was overused in this country, but got itself into the dictionary, and that's bounce back ability. And I think we're going to show it today. I think we're going to win this 27-20.
Andrew, what about you? What are you expecting?
It's a tough one. At home, I'd be a lot more confident than I am on the road with our record. I don't think we've still won under Zach. One game? No games. Yeah, didn't think so. Which isn't great. I need to shout out my guy, Antonio Gibson.
There we go.
Since he was a 7th rounder, drafted in the 3rd round, and he's been probably top 2 running backs, rookies this year. So expect him to get some yards both in the run and the pass game. Chase Young, 2nd overall, has been good despite not showing on the sack sheet too much. I don't think he's had a sack since probably week 3, week 4, but he's causing a lot of pressure, taking a lot of double teams. So someone to watch out for this week. This could be his breakout. But I think Alex Smith isn't, as much as the comeback story is good and he's throwing pass yards and Terry McLaurin's playing well, I don't think he wins a close game. He had a good comeback against late game yesterday, but I don't think he does it back to back. I think we get a win here, 27-24.
We've got some comments coming in. Mozza says it will be a close win. Gio Key, Randy Bullock will win us the game and get some retribution. Duncan Yeadon thinks it's a 28-17 Bengals win. And we've had a photograph. Who's it from? Let me just have a quick look. It's from our old friend David Miller, David and Tracy Miller. Oh, look at that.
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh, well, David and Tracy will be round in about
half an hour,
a couple of hours, I think. After this. Right, Mike, your turn. What are you expecting, and what's your prediction for today's game?
Probably share Docker's view that being away from home, I'm nowhere near as confident as I would be if it was back at PBS. Been looking through Washington's fixtures this season. Haskins is clearly not the answer at QB. They put in Alex Smith, and and the performances have got better. And what concerns me is the fact that they've got Alex Smith, who is one of the better short zone accurate passes in the game, and then you have Logan Thomas, who is a veteran tight end. And what do we think about the Bengals versus veteran tight ends? Always tends to be a bit of Achilles heel. They also have a stellar pass rush. I think they're ranked, the 5th best defense in the league this season, against one of the, less than average O-lines in the league. I'm not making any good matchups here. I think, Gio in the run game. Happy birthday for Gio. I think he'll possibly be the difference maker here. I'm also looking for special teams to really make their mark here today. I'd love to see Brandon Wilson probably take one, if not to the house, try and burst a couple of over 30-yard returns as well. I think this is going to be a close game. I don't necessarily see Antonio Gibson really doing much because I think our defense is actually one of the better run-stopping defenses in the league. So if they're going to beat us, it's going to be via the pass. I'm going to say I think the Bengals do just about sneak it, but it could be. I wouldn't be surprised if it's something like 17-14. It could be that. It could be quite a turkey game here. Has anyone seen the weather forecasters as well?
Oh, let's have a look.
I don't think it's too bad. It's horrific again. Their left tackle, I've just think, is out inactive.
All right.
So,
weather is 13 degrees and clear. Very little wind.
So we might actually see a better. Well, Burrow would expect Burrow to have a much better performance than last week, given the conditions as well.
I mean, we know that they've got a good pass rush and we know they've got a good defense, but look at their winning record, or look at their record. They do that with a decent defense. Okay, it's all very well having decent defense, but if it's not winning your games, how decent actually is it?
That's what I've been hearing all week. I've listened to a few Washington podcasts and whatnot, and their decent numbers on defense and decent ratings, especially the secondary, is, I mean, all the Washington media people saying that it's very misleading. They're not that great, actually. Yes, they've got great players up front with Allen and Chase Young and Montez Sweat. So they will have to be taken care of. God knows how you do that with our line. But anyway, I think. But what I've been hearing is that their defense is misleading, and so it should be quite interesting if we can play like we can on offense. Against Indianapolis, like Tennessee, even like Cleveland at home. It's going to be great.
Does Alex Redmond complete the game?
Alex Redmond, I think, isn't starting. I've seen Twitter rumors doing the rounds that Spain is going to get the start today.
Yeah,
which is
Jordan
something I've been
guard
complaining
Spain
about last
right.
couple of days.
Yeah.
And they're starting safeties out as well, for Sean Everett. So I think was saying that their defensive line is helping their cornerbacks. There's no time to throw, so the cornerbacks aren't challenged. If you get time to throw, you can challenge them.
Right. So Dadood says block Young, we get a ground game going, and Burrow opens up the entire field. But Smith is a solid vet for Washington. I expect a close one. Apparently their run defense isn't that great. It's their sort of, pass rush is the thing. Anyway, Jamie, what's your take on this game then?
Well, I kind of follow Mike's thoughts that it's going to be quite low scoring. I had it down as 21-20 to the football team in the midweek predictions, and I'm not going to be too far away from there. The result could go either way. It just depends on which team decides that they want to lose more, and it goes from that. One of these two teams accidentally has to win this, unless it's another tie.
Can I ask a question of you, Jamie?
Yeah.
If the Bengals win on the road, does that get any credit for it?
Oh, it depends how it happens. A lot. I mean, the wins that have happened, with the exception of the Titans game, which was a genuinely impressive win. They've been against these kind of bottom-ranking teams. These are just sort of picking up points against other teams that are similarly terrible. If it's a really great performance, if a performance comes out of nowhere, if everything in terms of in-game decisions is done well, is done accurately, then maybe there is some credit to be had there. I'm not holding out any hope.
This is the thing I have, because I know this is going to happen online once we start winning, is that Bengals fans say, we have been in almost every game. We have had X number of one-score games. We're there or thereabouts. And the bounce back on that is, yeah, but it's all about the wins. It's all about the W, okay? We go and get the W, and if you don't get credit for that because they're not against good teams, where do we go from that? You've got to get the Ws against good and bad. So let's go and get those Ws.
I think there's been a certain number of low score kind of losses where the finger can be pointed directly at coaching decisions that have stopped the team scoring, that have stopped the team from getting in a position where they can win. It's not a case that the team operates in a bubble, in a vacuum away from the coaching. The coaching affects it in every single way when it goes on. Now, well done to Zach. He did manage to beat the Jets and the Browns, and very, very well done. It's time for him to start beating some real teams.
Sam Anger says both mine and Bocca's boys will be playing today. Terry Mack and Antonio Gibson, and this is why I think I agree with that sort of bits from everyone. Really, I think Washington's got some players that could hurt any team. Really, Gibson, McLaurin, Alex Smith has had kind of back-to-back 300-plus yard games, so he's obviously steadied the ship. They've got some great players on defense. I'm a big fan of J.D. McKissick. He could be a danger today out of the backfield catching the ball. I just think we've got a bit too much for them. So it depends on how much the COVID situation has affected them in practice, I think, whether they've got a good game plan together. But we're capable of winning this game. There's no doubt about that. So I'm going to go for Zach's first win on the road today.
I think Joey B is going to enjoy looking across the touchline because he's going to see Haskins sat there. And this is the person who beat him out at Ohio State. And he had to leave Ohio State, where he was dreaming of playing. He had to leave to make a career. He's made a career for himself, or is on that path. And he's going to see Haskins on the touchline. He's going to enjoy that.
Yeah, he will. There's a bit of previous, as you say, between them, isn't there, really? I've just been seeing on Twitter, our old friend Lindsay Patson, Tyler Dragon, says that Quinton Spain is getting first-string reps at right guard during warm-up. So it looks as though Quinton Spain finally in his rightful position after starting. Where did he start, Andrew? He started, was it left guard?
He came into the game without playing left guard. Then he went right tackle. Now he's right guard. Yeah, so centre and left tackle, and he's done it.
Well, what an extraordinary start for his Bengals career. And how well he's done. It's been amazing to see how well he's done.
Who's playing right tackle, do we think?
We think Bobby. It's a game-time decision for Bobby. Obviously, you'd think that Adeniji is on standby if Bobby can't go.
More breaking news on that. Tyler Dragon. Sorry, so excited I couldn't say his name. Rookie Hakeem Adeniji is getting first string reps at right tackle. Bobby Hart is with the second unit.
There you go.
That's exciting.
It's almost like we set Paul up with this one. We lobbed it over the net for him to smash away.
I mean, he played very well against a strong Pittsburgh pass rush, did Hakeem, I think, last week, didn't he? He really did.
Yeah. I mean, he's been a really pleasant surprise for someone picked so low in the draft. Really good organizations find some little diamonds in the rough late in the draft, and we don't seem to very often. Well, maybe he is one of them.
Agreed. I think that gives the fan base a boost because fans love to kind of get behind the underdog, the low. It's a bit like Auden Tate, seventh rounder. You kind of get invested in his story and his journey to the 53-man roster. So it's great to see Adeniji in there.
Yeah. Big. Actually, I think who was always a big fan of his, Big Willie Anderson was. That's it. He's always a big fan of Adeniji's and been in his corner since the moment we drafted him. So I think he knows one or two things about offensive linemen.
Yeah, I think the one thing to be cautious is he's now on the right side where he's always played left, so everything is flipped. So it's one to be cautious and give him time. But I think it's a great positive that they're trying the new players. They've got Spain in there. They've got Adeniji. You've got Jonah starting and improving on the left. You've got Trey in the middle. That is a line that's coming together. Again, momentum.
I'm still not 100%. I'm less than 100%. I'm less than 70 on Michael Jordan, I have to say. So I'm hoping that he gets up to speed soon. But you're right, Andrew. I mean, suddenly it's looking an okay line. And that's something we haven't said in several years, is it really?
And the point is that if we finish the season with a settled O-line, which starts to look like it can be the future, it changes our draft. We're not looking at a tackle or even a guard in the first round. We're looking at maybe another cornerback in the first round, or even AJ Green's successor. A number of options. Pass rush. Gosh, we need some pass rush. So it opens up so much more.
I'm taking the most fearsome, dirtiest pass rusher in whatever round that I can get next year. 2 or 3 of those buggers, they're in there. I tell you.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining us. Pete, Andrew, Mike, and Jamie. Thanks, guys, as ever. Thank you to everyone out there for watching. Nathan and I will be back with a podcast tomorrow night to chat about the game tonight. Thanks for putting up, because I'm hearing some fearful echo throughout this broadcast, so apologies for that, and thank you for bearing with us. Who knows why? We've tried everything, but it seems to be this is what happens with this kind of stuff. So thank you very much for watching. We will be back next week. It will be Thanksgiving. Enjoy the games on Thursday. Until then, it's a goodbye from us. Hooday!
Hooday!
Hooday!